Hi guys, Deb Acker here, back with another video. And the title of today's video is What to Do When You Are Overwhelmed. So first and foremost, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive coach and I work mainly with women to help them to heal their past and heal their childhood patterns, specifically around abandonment and the abandonment that can show up when we have physically and or emotionally unavailable parents. And if you grew up in that type of environment, whether it was because of divorce, because your parents passed away, because of addiction, because of your parents working a lot, or even just because they were emotionally unavailable, you likely grew up with a lot of overwhelm. And in that environment, you might have made subconsciously overwhelm equal getting seen, getting heard, right? Getting attention from your parents. Right? And along with that, you might have created drama to be seen, to be heard, right? To get attention. So just kind of notice, did you create some kind of chaos, some kind of overwhelm, some kind of drama to be seen by your parents, to be seen in your environment? And or what was the benefit of why you created overwhelm drama in your environment? Understandably, you weren't really creating it, right? It was just happening to you. But because we are always powerful creators, on some level you were creating it, right? And on some level you made up that it got you something, maybe it made you feel safe, maybe it made you feel comfortable, right? But it gave you some kind of subconscious benefit that you now have internalized and taken into your environment to have that keep showing up over and over and over. So from here, what do we do to start to shift this in our present day environment? So I work with my clients long term on this stuff because so much of the time we have our childhood patterns, and until you've healed that energy, right? Until you've healed that energy, you can shift into your present day, but it'll shift permanently, or it'll clear a lot deeper when we go back to the root of it, which again is in childhood, from these moments that happened when you were creating overwhelm, when you were creating chaos, when you were creating drama, when you were creating ways to be subconsciously seen that weren't actually working for you. So to start to shift this, what you need to do is, first and foremost, you need to be willing to basically just feel the overwhelm. It's like, I like to shake my hands, right? It's like, I'm so freaking overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm so overwhelmed right now. And if you just shake it out and even like scream, right? If you just are willing to go there and just really feel it, that will start to create a shift. Like seriously, if you did that in your car, if you did it at your house, you should shake it out, flash dance it, so to speak, right? If you do that, it'll start to shift it, it'll start to release it. It's a great way in present moment when you are feeling overwhelmed. If you could just go there and allow yourself to have it for like 30 seconds or a minute, it will shift, right? The other thing that happens with overwhelm is that so much of the time, because we are overwhelmed, we're like trying to get everything done, and we don't take the time that if we could just take the time to get present, right? To feel the overwhelm and feel any emotions that are underneath it. And then just to acknowledge, okay, if I can give myself even just 5 minutes of space, that's actually going to create so much more space in my day, right? So just notice if that's true for you. But what I always recommend is, like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, actually pull back, right? Give yourself the 5 minutes that you're not taking that is creating a full day's worth or a full week's worth of overwhelm, right? So if you can pull back, you can say, okay, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes of space. That also will create a shift. I recommend doing the feeling thing first, right? Where you're shaking it out and you actually feel it. But the second piece of that would just be to give yourself some space. And if you can, and if it works for you and you're into it, meditate for 5 minutes, right? There's a ton of apps out there. I know when I was first starting, guided meditation was definitely the thing that got me into it and was easiest for me, especially because, most of us have some kind of mind chatter, right? So your mind's all over the place. So, having a voice that you can follow makes it easier. But there's no right or wrong way to do meditation, honestly. No matter what someone says, there is no right or wrong way. And just doing it and turning on the audio and sitting and trying to listen to it, perfect, right? So if you could do that, again, there's 5-minute recordings. I know that are 5-minute guided audios. There are 10-minute guided audios. There's a ton of them, right? Another thing that I find that works when I'm working with my clients is obviously if you're willing to create a to-do list, right? So if you're willing to create a to-do list and just say, okay, here's the things I need to get done. And also to take the mindfulness to go, not only are these the things that I need to get done, right? But this is the thing that's going to make this day the most efficient, right? So what are the things that first and foremost, if I got those out of the way, I would feel lighter, right? That they're weighing me down. If I got them out of the way, I'd actually feel better, right? And what are the things that if I got those things done, right, it would make a shift in my day and it actually make my day more efficient. So that is today's video. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is always my goal to give you new awarenesses, new tools, new practices. And when I'm working with my clients, we go extremely deep to help them to really heal. There's so many emotions that we're not aware of, so many different memories that we have where we made up conclusions that are now dictating our present day reality. And until those are shifted, so much of our current day reality, ends up not really working for us, right? And so, that's something like as an intuitive, what I'm able to do is say, okay, at age 5 with your dad, this is what happened that's now creating this moment. And then I have a lot of processes that will help to shift that, including some of the ones I taught you today. So that is today's video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.